Hello friends, I'm Navina and today I'm going to read you a story from the July 1982 issue of Chandamama. The story's name is Mystery of the King's Mood. Once upon a time there was a woodcutter who lived in a village that was near a small town. In the town was situated the king's palace. The woodcutter went to the forest every day. He brought wood and sold them to the households in the town. That is how he earned his livelihood. He was honest, his customers liked him. The woodcutter had to pass through the town in order to reach the forest. He passed by the palace in the morning. That was the time when the king enjoyed a stroll on the terrace of his palace. The king saw the woodcutter daily. The woodcutter also passed hurried glances at the terrace. If his eyes met the king's, he bowed down to him. The king was known to be kind, just, and generous. He was quite sympathetic towards the woodcutter as he was towards anybody else. But one day he had a feeling that the woodcutter's sight displeased him. He dismissed his feeling as meaningless. But it came back. There was no doubt about the fact that the moment his eyes fell on the woodcutter, he felt uneasy and even annoyed. In a few weeks, the feeling grew into anger. He was surprised with his own feeling. He asked himself, "The poor woodcutter earns his living the hard way. He has never harmed me. Why do I feel annoyed with him? Is it not my madness?" He took his own mind to task, but that was no solution to the problem. He thought of asking the woodcutter to take another route to the forest. But that will be a misuse of power, he warned himself. One day he put the problem frankly before his minister. The wise minister was surprised. Why should the king have such a strange feeling towards an ordinary man? The minister himself stood on the palace and observed the woodcutter. There was nothing abominable in the man's gait or figure. He employed spies to find out about the man. They reported that there was nothing to complain about him. One evening, the minister walked into the village. He located the woodcutter's house and entered it. The old man was drunk. However, he did not neglect to greet the minister. The minister saw nothing unusual in his house. In a nook lay a pile of logs. He was leaving the house when his eyes went over to the pile once again. "Why has the man preserved those logs instead of selling them?" "Old man, could you not sell your logs today?" he asked. The drunken woodcutter, who was in high spirits because of the minister's visit to his house, said, "If I did not sell anything, how did I get the money for my drink, sir? These logs are reserved for a different reason, not for sale now." "Why?" asked the curious minister. He went closer to the pile and found them to be sandalwood. "Old man, why have you collected those sandalwood logs?" he questioned the woodcutter. "I won't disclose my plan. The king will one day die. Suddenly you will need sandalwood to make his funeral pyre. I will then sell these at a high price. But I don't mean to disclose this to anybody," mumbled out the drunken old man. The minister was taken aback. Soon he realized the mystery of the king's feeling. Because the man thought of the king's death and also wished it, the king got an uneasy feeling at his sight. The woodcutter was coming out of his drowsy condition. Suddenly he fell flat at the minister's feet and wept and said, "Cursed be my plan. Please pardon me. It is my greed that made me think that way." The minister reported his finding to the king. The king laughed. He called the woodcutter and gave him enough money so that the man won't have to look forward to the king's death for a windfall. So friends, this is a clear example of how our thoughts transform into energy, whether negative or positive. Thank you.